What's up, everybody? Welcome into the Wolfpack Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Clemens. Here with me, as always, are my two co-hosts, Michael Plant and Mike Bonney. What's going on, fellas?
Hola.
Not much. Just another week, and another week that I don't get my beer from you fuckers.
I don't care about your beer. I care that it's fantasy playoffs, you suckers. Let's go.
It is. I know,
here.
but it's so much better if I can enjoy the fantasy playoffs with a beer that is owed for me. But yes, let's go and talk about these fantasy playoffs, guys.
What is beer?
We even have Saturday games this week.
I know.
That's what I'm pretty excited for. A couple of the games stink, but there's one that I got my eyes on in particular that I'm excited for. But before we jump into it, please smash the like button. Please subscribe to the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel if you're not already, and head on over to fantasy6pack.net/plans and check out our plans. Get in that Discord, guys. Ask us any question anytime. Somebody will be there to answer. It's like your own personal service. It really is awesome. Check out those plans. We got anything else, or should we just jump right into it?
The only thing I would say is just hop in those Discords, guys. This is the time now where you're going to be asking all the questions.
I already said
that. I'm reiterating it though, because that's how important it is.
Yeah, it is.
I second that.
We're going to be going. You should be thirding that. But we're going to be going over some tough starts decisions here. Let's pole wrestle. Let's do it.
You can't say that without context, man. That sounds a little goofy.
Pole wrestle like the challenge. How about that?
There you go. That's a little better. That's a little better. But guys, let's jump right into it.
That with no context.
Our first Saturday game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Minnesota Vikings. Ike, I'm starting with you. Who are you trusting from this Colts offense? And I'm not even going to ask you besides Jonathan Taylor because he kind of stinks.
Still got to play him, though. Who are you going to play over him?
Nobody, but I hear you,
Nick
man.
Chubb or Jonathan Taylor?
No, but obviously,
Nick Chubb or Jonathan Taylor is a real question. We'll get into that later.
That's one of the questions later. There's nobody that has those two. Let's be real, unless it's Dynasty. Unless it's Dynasty, because those are 2 first-round, second round picks. So it's hard to get both of those.
What if you got both of them, man, like Travis Etienne or something? If he was playing a little better, who would you start?
I'd rather have Taylor and.
You think Travis Etienne's playing better than them?
No, they're not. I don't know. I wish he was playing a little bit better. So I couldn't think of anybody. Okay, like a mid-round running back. I couldn't say Ramondre Stevenson because he's hurt right now.
I was gonna say, let me give you a mid-round running back, 6th round. His name's Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Miles Sanders, something like that.
Miles Sanders, yeah. I'm just being.
Well, all these guys you're playing still, so.
Yeah. I mean, those guys that you drafted in the first, 2nd round, like Jonathan Taylor.
It is a nice soft matchup against Minnesota, though. I
think Pittman should probably be started too.
Yeah.
Even though he's been struggling, he still sees targets.
Yeah, it's not great though. They remind me of Mitch Trubisky targets to Allen Robinson back in the day.
Matt Ryan's so washed right now, man.
Yeah, it's bad. And the worst thing is as bad as he is, Ellinger was worse. So they got nothing they can do right now besides just ride Jonathan Taylor. So
and he's not doing that good, so you can't do that. So
so it's gonna be hard to get a win here. And I don't. You can start Michael Pittman, but you hesitate when you press the save button.
So, guys, without looking at stats, how many touchdowns do you think he had last year?
Pittman?
Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, he had
22,
14, I believe.
He had 22.
I know he had 18 rushing touchdowns, right? How many touchdowns does he have this year?
4.
Oh, this year? Yeah, maybe 5.
That's it. Like he has 4. He averaged 5.5 yards per carry last year. This year, he averages 4.5 yards per carry.
Oh,
that's still good.
It's still decent. Yeah. For it to drop off by a yard.
Offensive line has struggled.
And his efficiency, I guess, was just bound to come down, right? It's just regressing to what it is supposed to. But 18-4, that's not ideal, but that's pretty much prototypical with a shit offense, I guess. Because this offense wasn't as bad last year as it is now, I guess, which is weird to say because it was led by Carson Wentz last year, the guy they just gave up on. But Mike, jumping over to you. What do you think about Adam Thielen in this matchup? Because you're starting Jefferson, you're starting Delvin Cook. Kirky's a borderline quarterback.
Hawkinson.
What do you think about Thielen? This Indianapolis Colts defense is kind of stingy to the wide receiver position. Knocked over my water.
As I picked up mine, so coincidence. I mean, yeah, you're right. They're stingy. To be a little bit more specific, they allow the least amount of points to wide receivers at 26.4 per game, and that's to all the wide receivers, guys, not just one. So I wouldn't consider him a must start this week. I mean, but if you have some pretty crap options to be selecting with here, he gets enough of the volume still to be worth the start. 24 targets last 3 games. That's a 21.8% target share. That's still 8 a game. So, I mean, it's still worthy of being started, especially on a decent offense, because like you said, the defense for the Vikings, they suck. So if the Vikings are going to win games, they got to outscore opponents. So, I mean, it's just, I mean,
I just don't know. I was just going to say, I don't know that the Colts will be able to.
That's why he's not must
good.
Start.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I hear you there. It kind of hinges on touchdowns for him, kind of like his whole career the last 3 years, right?
Yeah, I mean, and you're really playing him based on PPR value at this point, and hoping for a touchdown because he's not getting them like he was in previous years. I mean, we all saw this coming. Just finally hit like a ton of bricks.
Yep. And then the afternoon Saturday game, guys, we got the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. Like J.K. Dobbins burst onto the scene last week. We didn't expect that again, like 15 carries. Is that for real, or was that just like a dream? And I don't know what the hell was going on right there.
Was Gus Edwards active during that, or no? Does anybody know this?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Let me go look at the snap counts, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Way to make us all look like jackasses right on live stream.
I'm pretty sure it did.
I actually looked at some pre-show.
Yeah, he did. 34% of the snaps he played.
I guess you could start him. I mean, he doesn't look great necessarily because he's still running like Greg Jennings, but
from a video
running backs are bad right now. I guess you can throw him in there. I don't really got much for you guys. I'm sorry. I don't really care for J.K. Dobbins, but
I think the people listening might, though, man.
What a piece of shit. I mean, this is a good matchup for J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
He played the Browns. They allow the third most fantasy points to running backs. I mean, if we're looking at the data, I mean, he was the leading snap leader besides, I hate to say it again, the fullback, Patrick Ricard. But he led over Kenyon Drake. He led over Gus Edwards. I mean, so yes, you can get away with starting him, but it's still not great.
I hear you, man, for sure.
It's ugly. You want to puke when you.
I think he's a top 24 back. Like, do you have him ranked as a top 24 guy in the matchup? That's silly. I spit on
you're a silly boy.
Yeah, but
dude, it takes. For one, he doesn't look like he's running great. Everybody's seen that. And all it takes is one hit to his knee, and he's going to get you 2 points.
Don't give me that.
You know what's funny, though? The Ravens seen how he ran, and they still activated him and used him more than every other running back.
Well, most of them are injured, but.
And I hear you.
I mean, Kenyon Drake's been dealing with an injury all year. Gus Edwards just came back from an injury. Justice Hill is Justice Hill.
I mean, are you starting J.K. Dobbins or Devin Singletary?
Devin Singletary.
No,
I'm starting J.K.
Why? Singletary's showing you more in the passing game too.
Not in the
although Cook was taking over a little bit, but still.
In the past few weeks.
All right,
I feel like it's trending in the wrong direction for Singletary.
By the way, if it's a snow game, which it might be, they're going to run a lot.
True.
I'll dip into my stats here a little bit for the last game on Saturday. Devin Singletary's past 3 games. You know what his running back position is?
Last game on Saturday.
Running back 48.
What?
That was close. Running back 38. That's not startable.
No. Did you say the last 3 games?
Last 3 games, yes.
Yeah.
Running back 38 is just not startable
for him. Yeah, that's why I lean Dobbins there.
And if it makes you feel any better, James Cook, it's not much better. And I know he's kind of getting involved more, but it's not much better. I mean, it's not even better at all.
Are we really, guys? This is fantasy playoffs. This is do or die. Are we still okay with Mark Andrews, even with him struggling the past few weeks? We are,
Yeah,
right?
you have to. I mean, really, unless you have like because I mean, you don't. But if you have an option like a Dalton
Evan
Schultz,
Ingram.
maybe a David Njoku. No, you're not playing Evan Ingram over Mark Andrews.
I agree.
But if you got like a Dalton Schultz or like a Njoku who have been consistent all year, all right. Even when Deshaun came back, Njoku still showed some consistency. He surprised me. It really did. But if you had options like that, yes, I could see you wanting to sit Andrews in that case. But if it's between Evan Ingram, Andrews, no. If it's between Pat Freiermuth and Andrews, no. I mean, Dulcich, Andrews, no. I mean, you're playing Andrews. I hate to say it.
That's weird because never mind.
I hear you. I hear you. Jumping over to the Browns side of things. Deshaun Watson, borderline quarterback one, right, guys? Like he struggled last week again, but he had 20 fantasy points, so he was fine for fantasy purposes, which is what you like to see.
His rushing helps.
Isn't great, but it's fine. Yes, agreed. But it's the running game that really is discouraging recently. Nick Chubb really struggling. Is there any realistic possibility, Mike, that we could be sitting him?
Just like Ike said, I mean, these guys like Jonathan Taylor. I mean, Dalvin Cook's another great example. You can't bench him. I know you'll want to, but you really don't have. Man. Yeah, you really don't have a better option here because, I mean, hear me out. Even though as bad as he's been, I mean, in the past 3 games, he's still tied at number 3 for most carries for running backs with CMC and Dalvin Cook. He's still getting the volume. He's just sucking.
Yeah.
I mean, this was going to happen with the assimilation of Deshaun Watson into.
He'll get into the end zone at some point.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start your studs, like I said. It sucks. I understand it. He didn't help you get to the playoffs at this point. He did in the first half of the season. Yeah. Remember that. It can happen again.
Just remember, if you bench him, he probably will have the week that you've been wanting where he'll drop you 30
and you'll
points.
Hate yourself.
Yep.
You'll hate yourself for that.
Would you start him or waiver wire darling Zonovan Knight?
That's fine. No. I was just saying his name. Please do not do that.
No, the Lions the past 3 games have actually been pretty stout against the run.
And Zach Wilson back, so
yeah, that don't help.
Who knows what's going to get downgrade? That for everyone.
All right, we can probably move. Amari Cooper, you're starting. DPJ, I think he's worked his way into wide receiver 3 territory, man. He's pretty solid.
He's been Deshaun's favorite.
Yep, and David Njoku, obviously. DPJ is the deep threat in that offense, which is it's nice to see, and it works. It pairs well nicely with Deshaun, like you said, Mike. And then we got the late game for Saturday night. We got the Miami Dolphins at the Buffalo Bills. Ike, what do we get from Tua Tagovailoa in this matchup against the Bills?
I really want to know what the weather is going to look like at the end, or when it comes to game time, because it could be snowy or windy or whatever it is. But if it's a normal type of game, I still think Tua is going to be fine. Bills defense can be beat, which they have, or they've been beaten up lately. And Tua has the weapons, so I have him at quarterback 8. I think he should be started.
If it's just cold and it's not windy, it's fine.
It's still a little worrisome because like they're doing that whole charade, even with like Mike McDaniels, like, oh, it's warm out here, even though it's cold or whatever that shirt was. They're like downplaying that 55-degree heater they had in LA. So
I wish it were colder.
That's what it was.
Which plays off of the T-shirt that Tua wore in the preseason that said, "I wish it were hotter."
Okay.
Yeah, then I thought it was funny that Tua said, "Relax, guys. It snows in Alabama too."
Not very much, though. I mean, let's be honest.
No, I hear. I thought that was funny, but
it doesn't get to that cold though.
I expect Tua to be fine this week, just like you. But
he got here for the most part, so keep doing it.
Yeah. And then I guess I didn't put it on the sheet, but we probably should talk about the backfield here too, right? Is it Raheem Mostert over Jeff Wilson now? And if
he's questionable.
What one?
So that's good question. Jeff Wilson's questionable. So Raheem Mostert's the one technically that's quote unquote healthy. So weird. I guess I'm leaning Raheem Mostert just because of the injury designation leading into the weekend with Wilson.
Pretty sure Bills can stop the run though decently well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh yeah.
Yep. You're starting Waddle. You're starting Even though he's been kind of a nightmare. You're not starting Gesicki, no, and you're starting Tyreek Hill. Even though he's a little hampered right now, but he'll be fine. Jumping over to the Bills side of things, Mike, who outside of Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are we really realistically starting in this Buffalo offense, which is weird to see because Gabe Davis is a butthole. Like I said, Devin Singletary, he's a butthole too.
Wait till you hear the stat I have for him.
So do I get like? So can you say I was right about Gabe Davis? That the hype was a little bit too much.
The problem is he's finishing where he was drafted, which is fine.
That's the thing. It's the consistent. He's at wide receiver 29 last I saw.
And he was drafted as
like drafting him at wide receiver 24 near the end, or top wide receiver 19 and 24. And if he's wide receiver 29, what makes him think he's going to go higher?
He's wide receiver 30 in PPR. Wide receiver 30 in PPR.
Yeah, he's a little down than we thought, but he's the boomer bust play that we thought he was.
Bingo. And here's the thing. I mean, when you say realistically start, I translate to must start. Outside of Diggs and Allen, there are no must starts in this offense.
Agreed.
All right. Past 3 games, like I said earlier, Singletary, RB 38. James Cook, RB 44. After that big boom game he had with the PPR, that didn't go as planned. Gabe Davis, your boy. You want to take a guess before I tell you what wide receiver he's at?
For what?
You want to take a guess at what wide receiver he's been at for the past 3 weeks?
48.
68. Good guess.
Good.
Isaiah McKenzie has actually been the bright spot, surprisingly, in the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Wide receiver 29.
Gabe Davis keeps dropping balls too, by the way.
But out of that wide receiver 29 in the past 3 games, he had 161 receiving yards, 1 touchdown. All right, so it's not very much to get that. All right, and half of those yards came in 1 game. So, again, the theme here, no consistency outside of Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen. Dalton Knox, even though he's been kind of had some spike weeks. Tight end 29. Yeah, Dawson Knox. Sorry, Dalton Knox.
He looks like a Dalton.
I guess, yeah, with the curly hair. But tight end 29 the past 3 weeks for him even. So nobody really outside of Diggs and Allen are reliable in this offense that you have to start. I mean, if you're desperate, I guess play Gabe Davis because he can get you those boom weeks. But don't be shocked if he finishes as wide receiver 68.
I hear you, man. It's definitely frustrating with him as an owner, but we knew what we were getting into. And unfortunately, it's been more bad. It's been more bad than good. We were hoping it was going to be more good than bad. But what are you going to do? Our first Sunday game, guys, we got the Atlanta Falcons at the New Orleans Saints. The battle of the NFC South that actually matters here, I guess, right?
I mean, I
because
guess, but even
Tampa
though Tampa Bay
Bay's,
leads, they still lead.
They play the Bengals, so.
And they stink. But anyways, what is it? It was announced Desmond Ridder is going to be the starter for Atlanta. Mariota had knee surgeries done for the year. Pretty much.
I'm not thrilled you gave me this question.
What does this offense look like with Ridder at the helm?
I'm happy.
Does anybody know?
How don't you know this?
We have never seen Desmond Ridder play 1 snap.
Oh. Yes, we have. Preseason.
You watched preseason?
A little.
Did you watch watching every game?
No,
I didn't watch
highlights.
Desmond Ridder play preseason.
I saw highlights.
I watched him where he played college. He was fine. He likes to throw the ball. So maybe there's going to be more opportunities for the pass catchers finally.
Our quarterback likes to throw the ball. Thanks.
A lot of them like to run the ball in college. Justin Fields likes to run the ball more than pass.
That's fair. I just thought it was funny, though.
But I just think there's going to be more opportunities for Drake London, hopefully Cordero Patterson.
That I'll agree with you on. Is Drake London, I think, gets a little bit of an
I
don't know how much, though.
Yeah, I just don't think there's still going to be enough volume to go around. I don't think they're just automatically going to throw it more with a rookie quarterback at the helm. I think Arthur Smith is just going to keep running it down teams' throats, man.
But then, well, yeah, because Mariota got hurt, so hurt.
Yeah, hurt. You can still evaluate Ritter's talent. You can still evaluate Ritter's talent and stuff. So
I'm intrigued.
We'll see. Yeah, why not? We might as well see. And they're playing for something. Like, they could still win the division. Laugh at it all you want. Tampa Bay might not win another game because they stink.
Stop saying they stink.
So could Atlanta because they stink as well.
They do. They all stink. This whole
Panthers
division stinks. The Panthers beat the Bucks 26 to damn 3, Ike.
I don't care.
That game means nothing?
One of these damn teams is
Buccaneers beat the Seahawks and they're 7-7.
So I'm pretty sure the Seahawks are just too. But the Bucks stink, man.
But they beat a team that's so shouldn't the Bucks be
They're just a little bit more I
mean, they did play the 49ers last week, so you're using recency bias. They got their shit handed to them by the best defense in the league.
Oh, yeah. They got
by a wide margin.
And the fact that they're 5-7, which kind of means they stink too, or whatever they are. But other than that, we can move on to the Saints. Give me some reasons to trust Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave and Michael Plant, please.
Don't.
I could do one of those for you. I can't do the other one.
Give me.
You want the good or the bad first?
Yes.
Bad.
All right. Bad. I can't give you any faith in Kamara other than the fact he's 4th in targets amongst RBs. Other than that, it's brutal for him. So really, if you have options outside of Alvin Kamara, I think it's worth you. I think you can bench him. I really do, but it's only if you have the options outside of him. But Olave, let's get to the good news. Wide receiver 27 the past 3 games. Most snaps played for any wide receiver on this team at 61.7%. And I mean, that is still low. But the biggest thing for me is, even though it's kind of a lower snap percentage, 18th in targets among all wide receivers.
That's nice.
So that's pretty damn.
I wonder
good.
why he's dropped so much, because at the start of the year he was like top 5 in targets.
Andy Dalton's starting to show his true colors, that he kind of stinks.
That offense stinks.
That's
why you really can't. Like Kamara was based off of touchdown efficiency and PPR, and he still kind of has the PPR value there a little bit that keeps him, I guess, relevant and flex worthy.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can bench him if you have another person. Like, I hate to say it, I think you could play Zonovan Knight over him, even though it's a tough matchup against the Lions. Would you feel safer playing Kamara? Yeah.
Who would you rather start, Etienne or Kamara?
Ooh, I'm going Kamara just based off name value, even though they both suck.
That's not.
Go Etienne. It's
Kamara.
Matchup against Dallas.
Is it also because you have him
on Dallas? Yeah, probably a little.
It's Kamara because you're not gonna like the stat I have for Etienne when we move on. What he's done the past 3 games, but it's still Kamara because Kamara still gives you that PPR value.
Yeah, sure. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Carolina Panthers. Is it Najee Harris, or bust for the Steelers offense? Is Kenny Pickett now ruled out? They haven't announced Mitch Trubisky being quarterback, but I assume that's who it's going to be. Probably be worse if it's Mason Rudolph.
If it's Najee or bust, this offense is doing nothing because Najee has been doing nothing. I mean, he had that one game 2 weeks ago. He's fine for 10 points if you're cool with that.
Yeah, sometimes at this point you might be.
Would you rather play him or J.K. Dobbins?
Najee.
I would also rather play Najee, but it's not great.
Ooh, man. I mean, Tyler Huntley's the starter. I think I play J.K. Dobbins.
He's only been an RB1 once. He can't
Dobbins
even.
Or Najee?
Najee. Dobbins did last week.
Not there to bad offense, man. I get it, and the PPR work isn't like.
And they like Jalen Warren.
Yeah, he hasn't seen many targets lately.
No, he hasn't.
3-1-1, 6-1.
And then all of a sudden, Mitch is just a gunslinger, comes in and just launches balls and throws 3 picks. He doesn't throw interceptions.
He's throwing balls to not even Steelers. He's just saying, "Hey, screw it, someone's over there."
He's just doing weird stuff, man. It's just.
I would bench most of the Steelers players. Najee, you probably have to start thanks to the running backs being brutal, and probably Pat.
You play Pat. You can't trust either wide receiver though. Deontay Johnson's on the injury report. Well, here, let me spin it to you this way. With Deontay Johnson on the injury report, can you play Pickens if Johnson is out?
I don't think Johnson's going to be out, but yeah, you can play him if he's out because it's one less target. Because, like I said, Freiermuth's also injured as well, so he might miss the game.
Sure. All right, right on. Jumping over to the Panthers, Mike. Can we start to trust both Panthers running backs? We saw...
You sound like you need to wet your whistle.
I haven't even
figured out
beers or anything, man, or nothing. But
I wish I had mine, but yeah, go ahead.
Like we saw Foreman get 21 or 22 carries. We saw Chuba Hubbard get 14. Hubbard outproduced in fantasy purposes because he found the end zone. We even saw Blackshear. I almost did it again. We even saw Blackshear find the end zone. But can we expect decent things from both backs this weekend, Mike?
I don't think we can expect it from both backs. I think you can really only trust Foreman. Really, Hubbard got the amount of snaps and volume he did because of the Foreman injury, and it was lingering. If Foreman's healthy, he's the clear number one running back. Almost double the amount of snaps than Hubbard, 269 to 139, pretty close. And then 56 to 36 for rushing attempts in Foreman's favor. So when healthy, it's Foreman. But if he's not healthy, you can get away, I guess, play with Hubbard.
Yeah.
Hubbard got lucky with the touchdown, so that's why he outscored him.
Bingo.
This game is going to be an ugly, grinded out 16 to 13.
Not much fantasy points to have.
It's going to seem like a divisional game, just ugly.
Yeah, and it's going
to get one of the defenses from this, maybe.
Agree.
Carolina, preferably.
Yeah, it's just going to be an ugly game like Dylan's haircut.
That's not true. It's nice. Look at that. Yeah,
you make fun of me.
That line right there. Jumping into the next game, guys. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the Chicago Bears. Ike, who don't you like in this matchup for the Eagles here?
Can I say nobody? Because I think they should all be started. Like the normal, like Devontae must be started. AJ Brown must be started. If Goddard is even going to be playing, start him. Why not? Start Miles Sanders. You're not starting Kenneth Gainwell and all that, and Quez Watkins, but yeah, you can start your guys and feel.
You said start them all. We're throwing them all in there. Kenny Gainwell, Quez
Watkins in the deep league. Why not?
Who's the backup for who's the backup for Dallas Goedert? I mean,
Grant Calcaterra, bro.
Actually, Dallas Goedert, I saw reports of him practicing, and they're saying there is a chance he could play Sunday. Believe it or not. I doubt they do because they don't need him, but keep that in mind for next week.
I wouldn't be scared to start him. Just like your Devontae Smith should be in your lineups for sure.
100%. Jumping over the oh my God. Jumping over to the Bears side of things. I can't. We're starting Justin Fields in a tough matchup. He just gives you such a nice rushing floor, guys. You're still going there with him. But are we worried about David Montgomery in a tougher matchup now? We might even see Jordan Davis back in this game, Mike. What are you thinking here?
Oh, yeah. You can. If you're watching the video, I was shaking my head. Yes, we are worried. I don't like the fact there's so many injuries, but Claypool and Mooney are out. So we're leaving only Cole Kmet. So, I mean, Montgomery could see a lot of passing volume here. I can maybe see it. I mean, there's definitely a path for that. But, I mean, guys, this Eagles defense has fortified the run game since getting Jordan Davis back. We talk about their D tackles every week, but past 2 weeks against two teams where I can't get you the total points. I mean, I'm lazy. I could if I really wanted to, but the past 2 weeks, the Titans running backs. All right, the Titans running backs were held to 10.7 total points last week, and when I say the Titans running backs, you know that's Derrick Henry.
Oh.
All right. And when we go back one more week, they faced the Giants and allowed 16.4. And that's Barkley. We know it's all Barkley. I mean, literally, it's all Barkley in that offense. So this defense is really stout against the run again. I don't think David Montgomery is a must start. If you have other options, I would definitely play other options over him. But he has a solid floor, maybe with the PPR value this week.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think
just no ceiling at all.
Yeah, this game could get ugly real friggin' fast. Next game we got same thing. Could get ugly real fast. Kansas City Chiefs at the Houston Texans. Like starting with the Chiefs. Jerick McKinnon been a stud the last 2 weeks. Can we expect more of the same this week from him, or are you a little worried about him in this matchup against Houston?
Big time worried. Texans do give up the most points to running backs, but that's mostly on the ground. Through the air, they are allowing the 10th least amount of receptions to running backs and the 9th least in yards. So obviously they're losing all the time. So they don't need to be thrown on. So I would not be starting Jarrett McKinnon this week. Pacheco definitely, but
how dare you?
I
The
would
Houston
leave.
Texans were not losing the whole game against the Cowboys last week.
That was weird.
And they still didn't throw to Tony Pollard that much or Zeke.
Yeah, no, I hear you. They don't. Yeah, like you said, teams don't really need to do that. You're firing Mahomes up. You're firing Juju up. Yeah, that's really about. And Travis Kelce, obviously. Jumping over to the Texans side of things, the only thing to really talk about is the wide receivers. And Brandon Cooks ruled out. Nico Collins ruled out. So it's Chris Moore.
Dameon Pierce ruled out. I just want to
Pierce
throw it in there as well.
No tight end to name.
I just want to state that Dameon Pierce was finally ruled out this week, which was hilarious because everyone knew he wasn't going to play, and it screwed everybody over in waivers if you had him because you couldn't put him on the IR,
right?
Because he wasn't ruled out. So it was funny, but it was also detrimental. We love this game, guys.
What do we think about Chris Moore with all these wide receiver injuries?
Yes. All right, Cooks and Collins both out. You guys know what he finished as last week?
Yeah, I do because it's on the sheet. Yeah,
22.4 fantasy points. I mean, is he going to do it again? Probably not 22.
Throw a lot.
Yeah, probably not 22. But could he get 15? Absolutely. They're gonna be down. They're gonna be using Rex Burkhead and Dare Umbugwale in the running game. So
you didn't say that right.
Dare Umbu, I can't say it.
It's Umbumbawale.
Umbumbawale.
There you
go. Boom, boom,
I mean,
boom.
We're gonna start sounding like morons here soon if we keep repeating it. But
we already did.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yes, to Chris Moore being a start this week if you're desperate. I mean, my question here is, I got two hot options for you: Chris Moore or DJ Chark this week.
Ooh.
No DJ Chark in the matchup against the Jets. Don't like that. No.
That is fair.
We'll talk about that in a minute.
But it's a good one. I mean, because I think Chris Moore is definitely worth a start this week in a flex, maybe a wide receiver 3 spot, depending on how bad your injuries are. So there's a lot of them.
Would you play Chris Moore or Gabe Davis?
Oh, probably Chris Moore. He's safer.
He's safer. I think I'm going to play both against you.
He's just safer. I mean, you're going to get a higher ceiling out of Gabe Dave. No doubt. He can get you 30 points. Chris Moore's not doing that.
Next game, guys, we got here Dallas Cowboys at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Does Michael Gallup intrigue you at all in this matchup? Because we're starting the running backs. We know we're starting Dak in a solid matchup, and we're starting Dalton Schultz. We're starting CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup, you like him too?
Yes and no. He's definitely touchdown dependent. He gets the targets. It's like around 7 since he came back, or the past 3 games, one of those. But he's not catching them. He's only averaging around 3 to 4 catches because for some reason he's literally only the deep threat and then maybe a few high balls in the end zone.
Yeah.
You can play him in 12 teamers and stuff like that, but if you're in 10 team, I think you can easily find a better option like Chris Moore. Easily.
I think Chris Moore is a better option as well. Mike, clean sweep, you like that as well?
Yeah.
All right, right on. Jumping over the Jaguars.
I'd play Gabe Davis over him too.
Jacksonville side of things, tough matchup for Trevor Lawrence, but I think he still should be started. I think he's going to finish as a QB1 again this week. You guys agree with that?
He's borderline. He's low end QB1, but yeah, he's been hot. Really hot. He's got a tough playoff stretch, but I think he's been playing well enough in that playoff stretch to where he's valued. I mean, earned a start if you're desperate.
Yeah, agreed. You know who hasn't earned a start is Travis Etienne since like about week, I don't know, fucking 8, it feels like. But what are we doing with him, Mike? Yeah, that's the question. What are we doing? With him? We're still rolling with him?
I'm picturing you in my head having just victory laps when James Robinson got traded. But it's not good, guys. Worried is
had like
the
5
emotion.
great weeks, and then the rest had just been poo.
Yeah, he's game scripted out of games most of the time. I mean, the alarming thing here, other than his running back status, is he's only got 32 carries past 3 games. Yeah, I know partially was injured in 1 game, but he's just not involved in the passing game at all. 3 targets the past 3 games. And the most alarming stat, running back 74 the past 3 games. I mean, I know the injury was in there for half a game. So be it.
That's 50 spots behind fucking like Zonovan Knight.
Yeah, why can't he be in the 40s or 30s or something? Like, come on.
I don't know, man. The problem he's on the field too, so I don't understand. I don't know. Maybe just the injury has taken a toll on him a little bit. Maybe it's
almost like it's his rookie year.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, perhaps. Unfortunately, you guys, maybe he did hit that rookie wall.
He's not a must start. I mean, Devin Singletary over ETN. I think I play Devin Singletary as bad as it is, but ETN's worse. ETN's worse at right now. Right now, it could change. It could change.
You're playing ETN over Devin Singletary.
Singletary was running back 38 the past 3 games. So
I hear you. I hear you.
But it's better.
You're not going to tell me you expect ETN to finish as running back 78 this week. You know what I mean? It's kind of the way you're making it sound. If you're going to beat Dallas somewhere, it's going to be on the ground as well, you know? Yeah.
I mean, that has been their bugaboo. But
I don't expect ETN to be great, but I expect him to be better.
They just don't commit to him. That's the thing. They don't commit to the run.
I hear you.
Even when I feel like they're up, I mean, because when Trevor Lawrence has been doing great, and they're still not committing to the run. So that's the weird thing. It's just not. Doug Peterson's doing his own thing. And Travis Etienne, I don't know if he's in the game plan for it.
I hear you. Next game, we got the Detroit Lions at the New York Jets. Starting with the Lions offense. You can start Jared Goff, but I wouldn't recommend it, guys. He is my sick quarterback in my start-sit article.
I don't recommend it as well.
Anything to do
can I just
in this
say
Jets
real
defense,
quick?
Mike, go ahead. Yes.
His splits from home to away are just astronomical. For
like
Jared
Big
Goff.
Ben?
Yeah, like Big Ben the one year. I don't know the exact splits, but he is a QB1, pretty sure top 5 QB at home, away, not even worth a flex start. I mean, like a super flex start.
I was listening to something, and I don't remember who it was, but he's like, yeah, he's an indoor cat. He's not an outdoor cat. I thought that was kind of funny.
I mean, I remember every time he played for the Rams outside and when he would play the Bears.
I remember that Bears game, man. Yeah, when the one season in the last 10 years that the Bears were good, and they just made Jared Goff want to quit the game of football.
Yep. Never want to go back in the snow.
They made the Rams want to quit Jared Goff.
Yeah, for real. For real. But let's talk running backs here, Ike. I'm sure you don't really want to. But we're going to anyways. What do you think about DeAndre Swift in this matchup? We thought he was back, and they punched us right in the balls last week, and he's not back.
He can't be trusted.
No,
he really can't.
Not a damn chance he can be trusted.
Like literally, even in 12-team leagues, you're like, I don't know if I should start him. 14-team leagues, you probably should, but
have to. Oh yeah.
There's been 6 games where he's gotten less than 10 opportunities, which is insane because he's supposed to be like this insane receiving back, and he's supposed to be pretty good on the ground, but they just phased him out of the offense, except for that 1 week, it seems like.
He's just not a guy that bites off kneecaps like Dan Campbell wants.
I guess not.
Jamal Williams does, man.
Jamal does.
Real football people like Jamal Williams more than we do, apparently. You know what I mean? From a fantasy community, because we just want Swift to get all the carries, and it's just not going to damn happen. We've seen it all season long. Mike, it's not going to happen. He's
only had 2 games where he's had,
but it's just not a ton.
I feel like I just felt a ruler go across my hand.
No,
it's not happening.
Yeah, man, it's few and far between with these bell cows. Like even now, like Joe Mixon was a bell cow for a while, and now you're seeing Samaje Perine be worked in. I know he always has been in the PPR work, but there's no bell cows outside of like Derrick Henry. It's just not where football is anymore. But this is my this is my favorite one on the whole show sheet. The New York Jets guys. Mike White. Doctors won't clear him. He wants to play. He wants to play.
10 doctors I saw he went to. 10 different doctors.
There's not a doctor who will clear him.
This one's rough. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I only got 4 broken ribs, guys. Clear me. But it's back to Zach Wilson. It's our fantasy fucking nightmare, guys. What in the world?
It's not our
No,
worst
yes,
nightmare.
it is. Don't say that.
I mean, we got Brett Rippon starting for the Broncos this
I'd
week.
rather have Brett Rippon than Zach
Wilson. That offense worse than the Jets.
What are you going to tell me right now that could possibly be good with Zach Wilson at the helm?
Hey, I mean,
he's 5-2 as starter.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That's not what we're talking about.
We got 2 players.
You said one good thing for Wilson.
Fantasy purposes. I don't give a shit.
You said as a starter.
It's a fantasy. God.
Settle down,
have
weirdo.
A brain aneurysm on camera. I think Zonovan Knight and Garrett Wilson are flex worthy, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, if you want to be risky as hell, you could play Garrett Wilson as wide receiver 3. I wouldn't do it personally. I'd be playing him in your
lineup. It doesn't matter, man.
Well, there's a difference though between your flex and a wide receiver 3. But yeah, it's really only those two. You can't. Corey Davis is out. I know you were high on Elijah Moore, with Mike White, and to be so. I mean, but now it's not Mike White, so I don't know if we can be as high on Elijah Moore.
It's not that he's just has 4 fractured ribs.
Michael Carter's dead because of Zonovan Knight. So I really only think those are the only 2 options you can get away playing. But I mean, I personally would be going somewhere else, just because, like I said, the Lions been pretty good against the run the past 3 games, and I mean, Zach Wilson's not a good thrower, so Garrett Wilson's not going to benefit.
That is,
and it's very bleak. It's bleak, guys.
Not good.
We can move on to another bleak. It's another bleak matchup of backups.
The problem is why I was so fired up about it. I can't move past it yet, Mike.
Okay.
The Jets offense was looking so
have a therapy
good
session,
the past 2-3 weeks, even with Mike White in and out of the game last week. You know what I mean? And what we talked about it on the phone today, Mike. Why isn't Joe Flacco starting? Like, we've seen him have fantasy relevance to start this year. Is it just like he doesn't want to be the starter? Games.
Well, it's not just that Wilson wins games, but Joe Flacco has won a couple games in his past. He's won a Super Bowl, but we know what Joe Flacco has. They don't want to see Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco is emergency break glass. That's it. I mean, they want to see what they have in Zach Wilson, especially since they benched his ass. Hopefully he's matured a little bit.
You keep saying Zach Wilson wins games. Does he beat the Lions?
Does he beat the Lions?
I think the Jets beat the Lions. I don't know if Zach Wilson
that's the answer. Did the Jets win?
I think the Jets beat the Lions. Yeah, not him.
I mean, let's be honest. Did Brock Purdy beat the Seahawks, or did the Niners beat the Seahawks?
That's all.
Brock Purdy played well.
Did he beat the Seahawks, or did the Niners beat the Seahawks?
Niners did, obviously.
That's what I'm saying. Brock Purdy did play well. He didn't help him lose the game, but he did.
George Kittle.
When you got a good Well, that's true. He did. when you got a very good team, you don't need the quarterback to be godly.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you. We do have a question. Hi, Purple Cat. How do we rank Aaron Jones, Mike Williams, Pacheco this week? Full PPR.
I mean, 1, 2, 3.
Packers against the Rams.
Aaron Jones is hurt.
I would,
but questionable.
I like that matchup against the Rams.
Ike, do you have Pacheco over Aaron Jones this week? Because of the matchup?
No.
Yeah, I think I have Aaron Jones. I would rank Aaron Jones, Pacheco, Mike Williams, I think.
Yes.
That's where I would go.
Yes, that's my exact same. But it's close between Williams and Pacheco because it is PPR. It is PPR, so it's close because Mike Williams, I mean, he got 6 targets last week. It's just, I mean, he got the same as Josh Palmer. Maybe it was because of the injury. Who knows? But Pacheco's a little safer.
Yep.
So, Aaron, Pacheco, Williams.
Got another one. Dalton or Lawrence?
Andy Dalton?
Dalton.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton or Trevor Lawrence? That's Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
We play Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
I had to make sure.
It was like Dalton who?
I thought he was saying Dalton Schultz and Trevor Lawrence. Maybe a super flex spot.
Maybe. Yeah, right.
But it's Trevor Lawrence over Andy Dalton.
Next game, guys, we got, like you said, Mike, the battle of the backups. We got Colt McCoy and the Arizona Cardinals going against Brett Rippon and the Terran and the Denver Broncos.
Why is Colt McCoy always versing backups?
I gave you an easy question here. I gave you an easy question here. What is
How's this
offense? Easy? Because we've already seen what this offense looks
exactly.
like.
There's your answer. We've seen it. Connor should be starting.
Can I answer that? Can I ask the question? What does this offense look like with Phil McCoy quarterback?
We've seen it.
For 1 week.
Just this time, James Conner is in, right? Well, last week he was in, but when Colt McCoy was starting for those few weeks, it was Eno Benjamin and not James Conner. Now they got James Conner back. They're going to rely on him more receptions, more yards. He's going to get some touchdowns. He must be started. You're going to start Hopkins no matter what. Marquise Brown, boomer bust.
You're still starting Marquise Brown, I think. Yeah.
He got some air yards last week, but he's struggling catching the ball as well. I'd leave him on your bench.
And same with Rondell Moore. He needs to be on your bench, too.
I think he is injured as well.
I thought he was.
He's on IR.
I thought he was coming back, maybe.
No,
the Deutschman is the slot receiver.
For some reason, I thought the guy was coming back. But jumping over to the Broncos side of things, Mike, it's a good matchup. Arizona's defense, not great, Bob.
Not great.
Is there anybody outside of Jerry Jeudy you want to start? And are you even worried about?
I am.
Jerry Jeudy? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, only because we got Brett Rippon as the starter. I mean, I'd try to avoid it if possible. They do got to throw to somebody. They do. They do got to throw to somebody. So, I mean, Jerry Jeudy makes it flex worthy, but he's not going to get 3 touchdowns again like when Russell Wilson was the starter.
Yeah,
I mean, Brett Rippon did get him a touchdown out of those 3. But it's a very low floor. Very low floor.
What do you think of Greg Dulcich?
Man, believe it or not, he led the team. And I mean, he tied for leading the team last week in targets with Jeudy. He just didn't get.
I'd play Okonkwo over him.
There's really only 2 guys. It's Jerry Jeudy and it's Dulcich in this offense. And
it's not good. You don't want to really.
Was even ruled out as well, man. So it's like, oh boy. But jumping into our next game, we can get out of this gross game. And the Tennessee Titans at the Los Angeles Chargers. I ask you this question every week about the Titans offense. Who are we trusted outside of Derrick Henry? Because Derrick Henry is going to give you 100 yards and a touchdown, guys. At least it's December and it's your fantasy playoffs, so you can just go ahead and stamp that. But who you trust?
And he plays the Chargers.
I wouldn't say I trust him fully, but you can probably stream Chico Ime Okonkwo, whatever his name is.
Okonkwo.
He's had 5+ targets in 3 straight games, 10+ fantasy points in 2 straight. He seems to be a favorite target, not favorite target of Tannehill, but a top target of Tannehill.
I just wish he was on the field more because he's obviously.
That's what I was going to say. They do use Hooper a lot still.
Yeah.
Hooper.
Yep. We got a question here since we're out of the Titans. Tannehill or Danny Dimes?
Tannehill.
I think
Washington.
It's Jones.
Yeah, I think Washington. It is. Because the Giants are fighting for a playoff spot here. I don't think Tannehill's going to need to do much. I mean, I don't think he will be able to. Huh? The Commanders? Oh, yeah.
They gave him a tough time last time.
I know, and Barkley was definitely held in check, but I think here, because they're going to need to use Danny Dimes in the one game, I think that gives him a higher floor than Tannehill to where he's safer. Tannehill is the higher ceiling, but Danny Dimes is technically safer.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to go Dimes there slightly. Jumping over to the Chargers side of things, Herbert, awesome. Eckler, awesome. Keenan Allen, starting. Mike Williams, we kind of talked to, was borderline startable. Josh Palmer, is he around the same range? You like Mike Williams more than Josh Palmer this week?
I mean, I like him equally. I mean, Mike Williams has the more touchdown potential, big play potential, like we saw.
But Palmer still got some big play potential, though.
Yeah, I mean, not as much.
Yes, it's not Mike Williams, yeah.
It's more middle of the field stuff for Palmer. Palmer, the surprising thing is last week, like I said, Mike Williams, maybe he wasn't 100% healthy, whatnot, but he saw 93% of the snaps. All right, he saw 6 targets, just as much as Williams. It's a great matchup against the Titans, allowing the most points to wide receivers at 42 a clip per game.
They can all easily get 15+.
I know. I think Keenan Allen, Palmer,
around
and
15.
Mike Williams are all startable this week.
Yeah, agree. What do we got? Next game here, guys.
Your best team to talk about.
Dylan's his team question.
He's about to have a rant, guys. Get your popcorn ready.
No. The Cincinnati Bengals at the stinky Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Jesus Christ,
I'm
man!
glad you don't have the Buccaneers question here, so you don't have to talk.
Why do I never get the Buccaneers questions anymore, man? That's bullshit.
You can flip flop it. I'll take his answer.
T. Higgins, like full practice participant. Are we trusting him, or is he going to play one snap and then just go sit on the bench the rest of the game?
That is something you're gonna have to worry about.
Yeah, because it goddamn happened last week.
Just it's worth the risk because the secondary is completely like gone. Yeah. They're all injured and banged
He's
up.
so true.
So
true.
It's either Jamar Chase is gonna go bonkers, or T. Higgins is gonna have to be worked into the game. He's gonna have to play a little bit.
How about somebody tweet, hey, T. Higgins looks to come up gingerly in pregame warm-up, something going on with the hamstring. Maybe
it happened like 5 minutes.
Probably would have been a good idea for someone to do that, you know?
And
it
then
happened like 5 minutes
snap.
before. You can't blame them. You blame the coaches.
Look where we are in the world right now, man. You can't seem to tell me to give me, hey, T. Higgins, hamstring. He's fucking done.
Get pissed at Zach Taylor.
He is a dumbass, man. But yeah, he fully practiced. You're trusting him, man. You have to. You're starting Joe Mixon.
Do you trust him?
You're starting Joe Burrow. Yes. Stop.
I like making you worry.
I do like if Tyler Boyd plays because he is questionable as well. There's no Hayden Hurst, so I think that might open up the field for Tyler Boyd even more. So I kind of like that as well. But jumping over to the stinky Bucks, I'm tired of guessing what we're going to get from this offense, Mike. So you can go ahead and take this wherever you want.
I mean, you can get away with starting, I guess, either Rachaad White or Leonard Fournette. They both get the volume, and running backs, as we know, are not great outside of your, normal bell cows, which there are not very many of. So I guess you can get away in PPR formats playing both Rachaad White and Leonard Fournette because they're both going to get value there. All right. Now, moving on to the wide receivers. This is the fun part. Mike Evans, past 3 games, wide receiver 68.
Oh, yeah.
You want to know something funny? Oh no, they changed it. Okay.
Every time he gets a goddamn big play, man, either he drops the ball or Donovan Smith gets called for holding or whatever that guy's name is on the offensive line, man.
Or he doesn't try.
So frustrating.
It's bad. Mike Evans is as bad as Gabe Davis right now, both at wide receiver 68 the past 3 games. I mean, you can get away with playing. It looks like Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, Alan Lazard, Brandon Ayuk. Hell, even Quez Watkins over Mike Evans right now.
And Mike Evans was being drafted fucking 12 spots higher than Gabe Davis.
You could play. Now, here's what's happening here. Tom Brady, the offensive line is not good enough to throw deep, and that is Mike Evans' shtick now in this offense for some dumb reason.
Shtick.
So Mike Evans is kind of phased out of this offense. You can't really – I mean, you can if you don't have other options, but please find other people over Mike Evans. Like, for example, Zay Jones. I'm starting him over Mike
Godwin
Evans.
show.
Exactly. You can play Godwin. That's the one you could must start from this offense because of so much underneath work. It's Godwin, Fournette, and Rachaad White. And, I mean, the tight end sprinkled a little bit in there, but not consistent enough. So those are really the only 3.
And both the running backs, their ceilings are capped with both of them eating into each other's work. It's kind of
about 10 to 15 points is what you're looking at between them. If you're 15, if you're lucky.
Yep. Agreed. Next game, we got the New England Patriots at the Las Vegas Raiders. Ike, who, if we want, I guess you're probably trusting Ramondre Stevenson, even though it's not sounding great. He limited practice participant, right? Did I?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Besides Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah, he was limited.
Besides him, is there anyone really in this offense you want to start?
It's a good matchup, man. It really is. Obviously, if Myers is playing, you should probably start him. Chances are he's out, though.
He's banged up too, yeah.
And if he's out, you can probably throw a dart at Nelson Aguilar. He's seen 10 targets last week, 8 3 weeks ago. So, I mean, he's kind of involved, I suppose. for
Devontae
Patriots
Parker
receivers.
also dealing with a concussion as well.
Nelson Aguilar would not be a terrible option if you're in a deep league and need wide receiver.
Yeah. I tend to agree with that. I'm sorry.
How about Hunter Henry? What do you guys feel about him? I have to start him.
I have to start.
I mean, he didn't do that great against Arizona.
He had the best possible matchup last week. Yeah,
and he got 3 for 70. I mean, if Jacoby Myers is out, Devontae Parker's out, I guess you could play him with tight ends.
But Jonnu Smith is still there, so
that's another thing. Yeah. So I mean, Hunter's not. He's like 15 to 20 type of tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, it shows it. He's projected 6.
I forgot about this question, guys. I just wanted to pull this up real quick.
Sorry, Dan.
Non-PPR, J.K. Dobbins or Pacheco. I have Mixon and Connor at RB1 and 2.
Pacheco.
Who needs help with this? What do you think? Yep, it's Pacheco. I think it's going to be a clean sweep here. The game script of that game just says Pacheco has got it written all over.
Yeah, we thought that was the same for Tony Pollard and Zeke last week. I know it's every given Sunday type of deal. I was curious.
They both did fine though, right?
Yeah. Zeke found the end zone late.
Baltimore, we know he had 44%, 45. Pacheco's at 42. Yeah, give me Pacheco. They're pretty even when it comes to being on the field.
They won't name McKinnon that much.
Pacheco's better offense, so more scoring opportunities, higher ceiling. It's Pacheco.
Agreed. Jumping back into our question.
It's closer than you think, though.
Jumping back into our games, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Mike, you're starting Jacobs. McDaniel said that he's going to be a go. You're starting Devontae Adams, obviously. Yeah, tough New England front. But what about Derek Carr in this matchup, man? I've gotten a lot of start-sit questions about Derek. Did I say Jared Goff? Derek Carr. I've been getting a lot of start-sit questions for Derek Carr, and I'm a little worried about him here. But what are your thoughts?
I mean, you're right to be worried. In his 3 career games against the Patriots, he has an 80.8 passer rating, 672 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 picks. So very mediocre and mundane.
Without Devontae, though.
I mean, does it help? He's 0-3 against the Patriots as well.
No, we should have known that.
Hopefully they shut Devontae down.
But that's what I'm worried about. Is I'm curious who Bill Belichick's going to shut down. Is it Devontae or is it Josh Jacobs? Because I think it's Jacobs because he's been the hot hand as of late, which could open up Devontae Adams to a decent league.
Mm-hmm.
Pick your poison.
But at the same time, though, I still don't want to start Derek Carr this week if I can. I'll start Devontae Adams.
Superflex,
I don't really want to start Derek.
You're in Superflex.
Yeah, Superflex, you can get away with it. 12 teamers, I'm not starting Derek Carr.
Nope. Derek Carr, Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua.
With the...
And just cold
But make sure you check the weather first.
Yeah. It's just cold, Mike. It's not windy. Maybe some flurries.
Man, I still go Tua.
Yeah, yep. I hear you. We got another question from Dean. Is Waller ready yet? Not yet, right?
He is designated to come back from IR, but I do not think he's playing this game.
Right,
possibly next week.
That's what I anticipated as well. We got 2 games left, guys. We got the New York Giants at the Washington Commanders. Ike in this Giants offense, who is startable besides Saquon this week?
Darius Slayton. Wide receiver 24 since week 10. He's big plays. He's a boom bust, but that's Daniel Jones' favorite target. So if you think Daniel Jones needs to play well to win, he's going to have to throw, and it's going to have to go Darius Slayton. So if 12 teamers, go for it. 14ers, yeah. 14.
And then Danny Dimes is a borderline quarterback one, kind of like what we talked about.
I'd feel if it's safer and super flex with him.
Yeah, agreed. But jumping over to the Commander side of things, Mike, what do you think about this backfield for the Commanders? Any thoughts here?
I mean, they like to do their own thing, but as of right now, it's Brian Robinson. Gibson's kind of really the pass game guy, but at the same time, it's not even like the guy because Robinson still gets some of the targets. Last week, not last week, but the last time they played Washington, Robinson got 21 carries to Gibson's 9, and then Gibson got 4 targets to Robinson's 2. So, I mean, it's Brian Robinson, I guess, against this matchup, and I guess going forward, but I still don't like it because they still eat into each other because last week. I mean, not last week. I keep saying that, but the last time they played, Antonio Gibson played more snaps than Brian Robinson. It's just Robinson gets the ball when he's on the field.
Yeah,
so
sure.
It's a very weird conundrum we got here. The chicken before the egg. Who do we play, Robinson or Gibson? But I'm going to go with the past data we have with the last game that they played, and I'm going to go with Brian Robinson. And I think that they're going to ride Brian Robinson to try and get another tie or win.
Tie, man. You didn't have to throw that in there. I don't like that.
They're in a better position than the Giants for the playoffs, so they need it.
I remember seeing I seen Samantha Praviti on Twitter. She goes, "Has anybody ever heard the expression a tie is just as good as kissing your cousin?"
It's from the Ducks, man.
Yeah, or kissing your sister, I think it is. Which it's so funny because I never thought about that. He says it, but it is true because a tie it's useless.
Yeah.
Why do we have it anymore? I mean, if it's soccer, I understand you need it for soccer, but football, get that shit out of here.
You get points in soccer at least. Still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Last game, guys, which I don't understand why this didn't get flexed out of Monday night, but we got the Los Angeles Rams at the Green Bay Packers in the Who Really Cares Bowl.
Aaron Rodgers does really good in prime time, so I like
it. It's going to be like 12
degrees. It bodes good for the Packers.
It could be like 12 degrees, by the way.
Mike, where do you have Cam Akers ranked in your rankings this week after back-to-back top 24-ish finishes?
Yes, he did finish well those 2 weeks. Or, yeah, you might be right, but he keeps fumbling the ball, man.
Nah, he's fine. It's not happening.
No, it's not fine because he fumbled again last week and his snaps dropped all the way down from 75% to 42%. They're getting other guys involved. He's very touchdown dependent.
Yeah.
Packers do allow rush yards, obviously. Packers haven't been able to stop the rush since pretty much. So
yeah, their run defense stinks like the
But Cam Akers can't average more than 2.5 yards a carry. So why do you want to start him? You have to hope for a touchdown. Will they get to the red zone that much? Probably not. It's gonna be cold as shit.
Yeah, it is. Not gonna be fun. Not gonna be fun weather.
I wouldn't start him. No chance.
Cold in Wisconsin right now.
No chance I'm starting him.
But
by the way, it was like RB 36 or something like that.
Oh, for your ranks, yes, nice. Yeah, that's not very high, Ike. Jumping over to the Packers side of things, what do we think about Christian Watson in this matchup? Mike, you rolling him out there, rolling with the touchdowns that keep coming with him, and I know you just said you love Aaron Rodgers in prime time. You love both these guys, or what?
And he's going to keep continuing to be hot. I mean, Jalen Ramsey, prime example here. If he lines up against Christian Watson, good luck. Jalen Ramsey cannot keep up with speedsters anymore.
Jalen's just getting cooked by fast guys.
Exactly. So if Jalen Ramsey lines up against Watson, good luck. And the other guy, I can't even name their other cornerback for the Rams. So, again, good luck. Now, here's the thing. Lazard, even when coming back, being healthy, Christian Watson, they're hanging around the same targets, 20 to 19. But Watson is clearly the guy that gets more yards and has higher touchdown potential here. Alan Lazard, if he's going to get a touchdown, they're going to get into the red zone, 10-yard line. They'll throw a fade or whatnot. But even so, they've been throwing that to Christian Watson. Last 3 games in the red zone, Christian Watson has 4 targets to Alan Lazard's 1. So,
plus Watson's getting the end arounds and the gadget plays too. So
you ride the hot hand of Christian Watson, and hopefully he is a playoff winner.
Yeah.
And then one quick running back question. Give me a few seconds out of Cam Akers or AJ Dillon. If you had to start one, who would you go?
Cam Akers.
I'm going Cam
Akers.
Well,
no. Aaron Jones might be hurt. He's questionable, man. He might not be able to play the full game. It's like I said, it's cold. It's going to be like 10 degrees. You're not going to want to risk that.
This is where AJ Dillon's supposed to thrive, man, in the cold.
I'm going AJ Dillon, man.
But the Rams are, let's be honest, guys. The one solid point of the Rams defense is the run D. It's not their pass D. So, I mean, if Aaron Dillon does do better, it's going to be on the passing game. Yeah. Do you think they're going to need to use him in the passing game?
Are you going to want to catch a ball in 12-degree weather? No, they're going to run the ball a lot.
Mm-hmm. And
it's going to be AJ Dillon show.
And Aaron Jones, maybe. It'll probably help. I mean, I lean Cam Akers slightly, but it's close.
I hear you there. But that wraps it up, guys. Really excited for football. Starting tomorrow, guys. Noon Central time, I think kickoff is. Let's go. But please smash the like button. Please subscribe to the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel if you haven't already. Head on over to fantasy6pack.net/plans and check out the memberships. All it's going to do is help you guys. It's going to help you win in your fantasy playoffs and hopefully take you to a fantasy championship. We'll be back for you guys on the Sunday Social live stream on Sunday, answering all your start-sit questions from 10:30 to 11:30 Central Time. So, yeah.
Ike, will you be there for that with us?
He's back. He told us.
I did say I'd be back.
I wanted to see if he was going to stick true to his word because he hasn't with the beer yet.
Stop bringing that up, man. I'm
not going to bring it up until you guys pay up on your debts.
I'll send you $6 on PayPal.
But until next time.
Levels, Jerry. Levels.
For Mike and Ike, I'm Dylan. We'll see you guys Sunday.
Peace out.